What's going on, everybody? So look, real quick, in this video I want to talk to you guys about what keeps many authors from being able to sell more books. The first thing I want to plug this book right here, and I know the lighting, y'all can't see. It's called How Not to Be a Broke Author. And if you want a copy, it's an autographed copy. This is what I'm doing for everybody that orders this book for the remainder of this month of November. I had to look up to see what month we're in. November, also going to get one of these cool 24K $100 bills, as well as it will be autographed. However, in this book, I have a chapter where I talk about authors becoming emotional, okay? And this is a big challenge that I meet authors all the time, is they are emotional about their book. And the truth is, if you want to be a successful author, yes, you should be connected and passionate about the content that you're creating, but you really want to be emotional about the results that you provide. Okay, so I'm going to read this chapter, this subchapter, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. And it talks about, the subchapter is not about you. And I said, I know this may make you feel some kind of way with me starting off that it's not about you. But the truth is that when most people pick up a book, they're not doing it because it's about you. This is most people. I want you guys to understand. They're picking up a book because they need help. You've got to remember that when you are writing your book, it's not about you or helping you because you're the author. You're the expert. It's about helping the reader who has picked up your book to be able to see how you can help them. So the key is this. Now, I know that, a lot of times people always, I come across people all the time and everybody always tells me, Taria, everybody wants to know my story. They need to know my story. Everybody need to know my story. Well, I would just say this. What most people want to know are the specifics about your story. Okay, if you've ever overcome, some very challenging mental battles, or maybe you've overcome a breakup, maybe you've overcome being in debt by a significant amount and now you're on the side of positive, right? Maybe you were able to buy a house by a particular age, or maybe you went through a divorce and you were able to get yourself back on your feet. See, these are particular areas that people are looking for. For example, let's say you went through a divorce and you are happy and you want to help other women who are going through divorces how to get back happy. Well, you could write a book specifically about gaining your happiness back after a divorce. And you leverage that book to then work further with those women who are going through divorces and showing them how to get their happy back or how to get their groove back. How you doing? Okay. And so, yes, you're going to be sharing a portion of your story, and what we call in the public speaking world, we call it earning the right. You're going to earn the right in portions of your book, but ultimately the reason why somebody picked up that book is because they want the results. They want to know how to get happy again. They want to know how to push through this divorce. They want to know how to overcome the mental challenges and battles that they're dealing with. And so you got to remember that when you're writing this book, it's not, if you want to sell it. Now, if you just want to write it just to write it, or have something where your story is forever, a part of your family, then yes, you definitely do that, right? And there are specific times where I recommend that someone, yes, you want to write that story to leave the legacy. But the truth is I wish my grandma would have wrote a book about how was she able to stay married for so long, or does she recommend being in that marriage as long as she was in, or what did she go through when she went through the civil rights movement as a Black woman growing up in South Carolina. I would love to have learned how was she able to keep, a family stable after losing, her husband and, and going through those challenges and changes. These are the specifics that I would love to have learned from my grandmother, who never left her story, who did not put it into, a how-to or informational based type of situation. And so when you're writing these books, y'all, you got to write these books so that you are writing it for the reader and not necessarily you. Now, for some people, I know it's just going to, listen, it goes over your head, but I'm telling you guys, and some people will say, well, Taria, when I launched my book, I sold this many books. Yeah, typically in a launch, most people that know you and support you, if you've got a big following, they're going to buy the book to support you. But we want to be able to have people who do not know us that will see the cover of our book and say, hey, I need to know this information. We want people where if the book is just sitting on a table by itself, regardless if they know you or not, because of the promise that your book is making, they're going to want to buy it, and then they're going to want to work with you. I remember reading a book. I was on Amazon. It was called The Power of the P. No, we won't talk about what the P means, or what the P is. But it says the power of the P, and it says how to make a man do anything you want him to do, something like that. Listen, I don't know who this woman was, but just because of the promise of the book, I said, let me get this book. Now, in the book, she shares about her challenges. She shares about going through, breakups, and how she was able, even as a woman that may not necessarily been the most super attractive, but she was able to use certain skill sets to be able to attract men. Now, later on, I kind of connected it to a little bit of witchcraft. So I said, well, I don't know if I want to witchcraft a man into my life. I would like God to drop the right man into my life. Y'all know what I'm saying. Anyway, so I'm running my mouth. I hope that this information provided some value. If it did, please leave a comment. Please share this. Tag some people that are authors and they need help. By the way, if you want some free game, all you got to do is go to abookin30days.com. That'll give you some access. And then I also have my Book Profits Club. This is the only club in the world that is specifically designed to help authors promote, profit, and get their books to perform more. You can join for 7 days for free by going to bookprofitsclub.com. And then finally, if you want a copy of this book, all you got to do is go to nobrokeauthors.com. Very easy to remember because ain't nobody got time to be a broke author. Nobrokeauthors.com. You can get this, and it'll also come with the 24K gold bill, and as well as me autographing it. So nobrokeauthors.com. I hope that you guys plug it. Matt, you know what I'm going to do? Anybody that actually purchases this book, if you go to nobrokeauthors.com, I'm going to give you 30 days access for the month of November. So if you're watching this now in December or January, whatever like that, you just need to stay plugged in for more giveaways. I'm going to also give you 30 days access to Book Profits Club as well. So you got to buy the book, and I will send you the link so that you can register for 30 days for free. All right? Okay.